that that can be acceptable to them, and bring people together of many different fields. So we have a broad scope of ideas, and we can get a lot of people involved and be open and ready to talk to people we wouldn't usually talk to, and just make it a big campaign and really call for this one thing, because as Mark pointed out, it seems to be the most easiest thing at this point.
You see, we experienced it with Mrs. Brundtland, who was 72 Stockholm and 92 Rio, that she wanted to do in her later life something very substantial, to become Director General of World Health Organization, to really start and approach health in an integral matter. But it was that funding went to FAO because it was food, or it went to WMO because it was climate. We don't integrate that, and I'm with in the ECOSOC doing side events since maybe I'm a Sherpa, to really address these issues and bring all the caucuses in the CSD and CBD and all these other unions together, because this fragmentation in our mind is a danger, and if we don't teach our politicians and pupils to really make sure that they not only see the detail but the frame of references. And in preparing for Rio, I was with AFA at some prep comps for Rio 92. There we discussed what later Noel Brown asked me to present as an outcome of Rio, that Rio was not made for Agenda 21. It was not done for Climate Convention, it was not done for Biodiversity Act, because that at that time did not exist. It was to bring the round table, the common frames of references together, and I was allowed to give for these people this summary keynote, because I felt it was very important, but my footprint was very bad, because I in 48 hours went to Melbourne from Munich and back. And so you see, my footprint is very, very bad. I did a lot of sins. I worked now, and 10 days ago with UNESCO, we invested into the negative impact of footprint, the positive of handprint, like the people in Delhi developed, and the constructive mind possibilities of avoiding and doing something creatively, co-creatively better, we call Mindprint, and it's all in the web for free. So maybe we tell not only the pupils, but the governors and the politicians, because I think we need to reinvent governments.
As I've been founder of the Greens and a member of the European Parliament, I'm fed up now after 30, 40 years, always in this conference again and everywhere, that people give the responsibility too much to the politicians. If they criticize a problem, in the end, with proposals, they end all up by criticizing politicians or saying the politicians should do. In which society are we living? Sorry. Where is the propaganda for the meat running? It's running in the media and in the global films. It is not running in parliamentarian debates. So sorry. Don't be so cowardice and like little children always give all responsibility in a complex international financial crisis and world economy giving to these little politicians. No, there are much other levels to act. That means boycott the multinational companies who are either doing research for more meat, boycott those companies destroying the rainforest for farms, boycott McDonald's. Look what scientists McDonald's has to make more manipulation in the media for people to eat more meat. Look into how many films with famous stars in a certain moment of love they are going to eat meat. Look how big and strong men are built in the media. Oh, now that moment, let's have a good piece of meat. So we have other levels to work than just to give the responsibility to some politicians. So for next time conference, when there is so good food like it was here, you just paint a little transparent writing. It's good that you are not eating meat here because the part in climate destruction by meat is, and then you have these 3 sentences always with you, and you put it there. And then you make a flyer which you can put at each McDonald's restaurant, which is critical, saying, boycott McDonald's as long as they are killing the rainforest and misusing and using too much meat, which is robbing away the good earth for the grain which poor farmers need.
So the campaign would be, where's your long view?
Oh, well, boycotting is one thing. A friend of mine in Arizona is doing literally some grassroots work in trying vegetable gardens where it's very dry. And he has now for many years been working on that in El Salvador and other countries also, in talking about how you can grow vegetables where you enrich the soil and do not deplete the soil. So he has a way and is hoping very much that in towns and other cities where he travels, people can try some community gardens. And this may not feed very many people, or maybe it could feed a lot of people. But it was also another way for children and other people to get their hands into agriculture and to do without pesticides and with biological gardening, to get some contact with that. And I'm somewhat pleased that the wife of a U.S. president has put in a little garden now in her house, and we're hoping that other people can do that too.
Now we all go home and we will not buy any meat again, and we will convince our families and especially schools. We can give examples in schools that children learn again how wonderful vegetables can be.
David, you want to speak? Because we are drawing to an end. We have 20 minutes here.
No, it was so good. That was so good. That was so good with the guys.
So I sum up. Thank you very much. Time is running out, I learned. I also learned in my early days, money walks, bullshit talks, but if we do it in another format, like not in television, each one 1 minute 30, but in a participatory co-create dialogue, we might to come to comments, sharing, caring, daring, I say. So I really enjoyed. We have done this with the media and the politicians and the delegates 2 weeks ago at UNESCO, Decade for Sustainability Education. We liked it here, and we should do this in Copenhagen.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hello, Copenhagen.